Hey, don't make me think about her smile or having my first child. I'm real life a singer. Watch, when I get on the Grammys next year, you can't say you didn't know me when. I'm back and better than ever. Are we shocked? Literally another video within a week. You might be like, Lala, are pigs flying? Is the sky green? I wish, girl, you just lucky. Welcome to the second episode of Take Hot Topic with your girl, Lala.
Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention?
I'm not gonna lie, I had a really hard time thinking of something else because I have a lot up here and it's just so much confusion. So it's just, I had to really think, what am I gonna talk about next? So I went on Instagram and I had y'all tell me what I should talk about. But today's topic is gonna be about, drumroll please, we're gonna be talking about when people are pretty, but when they have an ugly personality / attitude, it just makes them ugly on the inside and the outside. Not only that, when people grow up pretty, they don't really have a sense of humor. When people are like, not necessarily ugly, because a lot of people, everyone's beautiful in their own way, of course, duh. But when they're like facially challenged, is what I'm gonna say. They have to they have their own humor, and then they have to, of course, like grow into their features, and now they're just someone who's pretty or handsome and a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? I personally really agree with this. I've had a lot of, I wouldn't really say people that I'm friends with, but I would say like more people in my close-knit circle who had a really ugly personality at the time. They had something that I was just like, girl, what you doing? And one thing about me is just I wasn't the person to clock their tea or be like, I'm not liking how you're moving. So I would just let them be, let them do what they do. And if they're hurting my feelings, it gets to a certain point with me, but you have a few times to kind of just do what you do. But after that certain point, I'm gonna be okay, I can't really hang with you. And even then, I'm not pushing you to not be in my circle no more. I'm not that person. I should be sometimes, but I'm not. So it's when I had those people in my circle, it kind of also made my personality kind of flip. I feel personally, I'm not necessarily I don't mirror you, but I'll kind of feed off your energy, especially if we're really, really close. And what I mean by that basically is if I'm seeing you every day, I'm on the phone with you every day, we're hanging out every weekend, stuff like that, so we're going to events, we just have so many inside jokes, stuff like that. I'm going to start feeding off your energy as I see you every day, you're in my circle, you're in my space 24/7, you're in my face 24/7. Our personalities are kind of starting to merge into each other, and it's just now if there's certain traits that people don't like about you, I'm a little blindsided by it, but I'm still kind of doing it out without me realizing. And that turns into one of my traits that I picked up from you. And I'll admit that's also kind of why I've lost a few friends along the way, if you want to say. They didn't really look deeply into what's the root of why she's doing these things. They kind of just thought that that's just who I was, but it really wasn't. It wasn't even a person that I was feeding off of. That wasn't even them. That's just what it was at the time. Me feeding off their energy, them having their own issues, because of course everything roots from trauma. I feel like everyone has a baseline of something, right? It's not just tip of the iceberg, I'm just a mean person. It's not that. It's always something down here. That builds onto something else, that builds on something else, that builds on something else. That's what I call trauma. And depending on what the trauma is, what it is that you're going through just as a person in general, and maybe even something that what say your parents has taught you, or what your surroundings and geographic has taught you, it's just that's your inner person, that's your inner self. You can transfer that onto people that you're around 24/7, 25/8 basically, right? I also agree with that on personal levels, because there has been a lot of things that I have definitely reflected on. Because one thing about it, and two things for sure, when I'm in this room, not only am I editing videos, doing content ideas, I'm literally talking to myself. No, she's not crazy, I promise you. I'm not crazy. Yes, I have an imaginary friend that I swear is still with me to this day. But me and her are having a conversation about what is it that I used to do? What is it that I did that would hurt people? How can I fix this? How can I apologize about this? How can I have a conversation with this person and kind of just rebuild, right? I know there has been things that I've done that made me look like an ugly person to someone that was either like in my circle and isn't anymore, or just like someone outside looking into my situation. Like, for example, I do know back in like younger years, like let's say, I want to say like maybe sophomore year, or maybe even like a little bit like further back, or maybe even recent, a lot of people have like come to me or come to people I know and has said, like, not in like a oh gossip way, but like they've said like, oh, I don't really like how she does this, or I don't really like mess with her anymore. And they'll of course be like, why? Or I'll be like, why? Like, what have I done to you? And then they'll like explain like, oh, you're just like, because I know one thing I do a lot, I don't know how to hide my facial expressions. So if you're saying something to me and I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna judge you, and you're saying like, I don't know, you ran over the curb with your car, I'm like, right, period. Like I'm clearly judging you, but I just said I wouldn't. And I'm not even doing that purposely. It's just, girl, you hit a curb. What am I supposed to say, right? I can't just be like, well, listen, ain't nobody told the construction man to put that there. So, right? Like, I can't just lie. Not only that, I'm a very sarcastic person, and I have a little bit of dark humor. So that I know I've had to have been like that started very young, I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of my dark humor, like, because I don't really have dark humor. I'm just like, sometimes I do. Sometimes it comes off as, girl, do you even really care for real? And I do. It's just like some things I find genuinely funny, and that's not a good thing. My bad. I so sorry. I know between that and then it's also like my sarcasm can come off as she's just rude and petty and passive aggressive. I know because I've seen other people do that and I personally didn't like it. Like, for example, say someone is like slick out of their mouth, right? They say like, we're having like not really a heated conversation, but we're just having like a conversation. It's like a little bit of tension there, right? And then it's like, we're over the conversation. Like, maybe this happened like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, maybe even a day ago. If I remember it, because I also have a little bit of bad memory, but if I do end up remembering it, it's like, because I'm joking with you, but I know my own jokes. I'm personally funny, in my opinion. I don't know. But I make myself crack up and laugh. So if I have a joke to put out, I don't really think of, oh, well, how is this person gonna take it? Like, I kind of just, sometimes I have this thing where I just say it before I actually think, how are some other people gonna take it? And that turns into someone not liking what I said, and then that turns into, because of how many times I say it, oh, I don't like her personality because she just says things and doesn't care what people think. And sometimes it can be negative. And the crazy thing is, I've said this to many of my friends and even my mom a few times. I was like, I really don't understand why some people don't like me. Like, I'm harmless. I don't bite. For real. But it's not that. It's because of things that I haven't picked up on that they have, and they took it as one thing when it's really this thing. But I haven't even touched on this thing yet with myself to know that, to stop that. But I feel personally I'm pretty. I'm very confident in myself. I'm T. Body T, face T. Card never decline. Thank you. When it comes to, one, my sarcasm, two, the way I can be slick out of my mouth, and three, I used to have this really bad habit of just like randomly making fun of people for no reason. I wouldn't say I'm a bully. I hate bullying. I used to be bullied myself, but like the way I would joke about people, it did sound like I was bullying them. Like, I can't even sugarcoat that. I was bullying them, not gonna lie. And some people, they would take it as, what did I do to you? Like, girl, what? Like, some of it, they would feel a type of way, of course, because you're hearing something crazy about you. Girl, you don't even know my name, right? And other people, they wouldn't care. They'll find it as a joke, or they'll come back at me. And the crazy thing is, I'll say something, they'll say it, like, they'll say something about me, like, I have like a tiny gap in my teeth, all right? And it's not that big, of course, but if you're getting made fun of, you're gonna make it sound as dramatic as possible. So it's like, if I say, oh, your forehead is huge, like I can write an algebra thing on your forehead, they're gonna be like, oh, well, I could put a quarter in between your teeth because someone has said that before. I'm taking this personal. I feel a type of way about it. You can't feel a type of way about that, girl. You just said you can write an equation on their forehead. And then it's like, I've done it so many times to the point where now people are talking about me, and I'm all clueless on why are people talking about me? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? Like, I don't know. And now I'm doing this whole fake apology and this is that and the third, and I look like one of those YouTubers that just got canceled. Girl, whole time it's your fault. Maybe they have an insecurity that you don't know about and you're talking about how they have a huge forehead and this is that and the third. Do you know their name? What is their first initial? Do they have siblings? You don't know. You just know you're talking about people. It's like, I resonate with what Jada personally said because I know I've done things to make myself look ugly. So, I love the fact that people like come up to me now and they're like very honest. Although sometimes it really just be out the blue. I'd be very confused and also a little bit shocked that you came to me this late in our life. But I love it because you're clocking my tea. Please clock my tea. If I have ever said something to you that has made you feel a type of way, has made you more insecure than ever, I don't know, like anything, please come up to me, clock my tea, say I'm huge because I am 5'10". Use it against me. Go ahead, hit me. Hit me with your worst because I deserve it. I have said something to you that shouldn't have been said, regardless of if it's a joke or not. Sincerely apologize. I have grown from that. I have learned from that. I have talked to me and my imaginary friend, wave and say hi. She said, hey, how you doing? And we're learning and we're evolving and we're maturing. Yeah. That's how I feel on the ugly personality thing. One more thing about that. I also feel that on the receiving end of that, because I have been the person to be like, oh, I don't like you. Like, you're pretty, but you're ugly because you've done this, and a third. I've been on that side. But I've also reflected on, okay, well, why is this person doing this? Because what I do sometimes, and sometimes it's not needed, but sometimes it is, because at the end of the day, everyone's going through something. Like, everyone's going through everything at the same time, but it's all different and everyone's experiencing it different. So depending on the situation, I'm gonna be like, okay, they did this, and a third, but why? Let's really look at things that they've told me, because I feel like a lot of people do need to do this. Like, a lot of people just come to conclusions just out of like their emotions and like, oh, this person did this to me, now we not cool, that's it, that's all. But that's not how you should take things. You should really look at what are stories that they've told me in the past, what are things that I already know about them, and like, what is their personality for real, like what are the good things about them. Add that all together and really just like focus on the good person just going through something. And although, yeah, that's not an excuse for, like, for instance, that's not an excuse for me to say you got a huge forehead. But at the same time, High School Musical and all those Disney shows used to teach us, like, the bully is going through something. And although it's not an excuse, they're going through something. If you just pull them to the side and be like, hey, I don't like what you did, do you need to talk to somebody about it? They'll do one of two things. They'll either A, understand what you're saying and talk it out with you, or B, immature. And after they be immature, girl, do what you want. If you want to tell the whole world you don't like them, you got my full support. I don't like them with you at all. If they choose to do B, it's because they really just on an immature level. Because at some point, I do say you got to look in between the lines and be in the gray point of the black and white and all that. No. If you try and talk it out with this person and they like, girl, I don't like you, you got a huge forehead, you're gigantic, this is that and a third, well, you can't say we didn't even try. You can't say we ain't tried. I tried talking to you. And you want to be rude to me. Okay. Well, you just not going to have a shoulder to cry on. Oh, spooky. So overall, because I know that was a lot. The girl can talk for real. If it's one thing I can do is speak, okay? So basically what I feel like you should take out of everything that I just said, number one, yes, know, and realize what they did to you is hurting you or making you feel a type of way. But although it's not an excuse for what they did, look into why are they doing this? What outside of yourself is making them do this? And talk to them about it. Don't just shut it off and be like, they did this, I don't like that, you're done, bye-bye, I'm talking to my friends, we all hate you. BTW. Bars. She's a rapper. Don't do that. That's not healthy, that's not mature. we're not going into 2026 with that. No. What you need to do is go to them and be like, hey, do we need to talk? Do you and me have an issue? Come. Let's talk. Although you might not have seen it as you're doing something to me, like you're taking it as a regular Tuesday, whole time I just went home and cried my eyes out. What's tea? You can joke around and this is that and a third, but really have the conversation with them. Like, have the conversation with them. Make sure you're getting all your points. I don't care if you need to write bullet points, print it out, put it in a folder, but make sure you're getting out all your points. You need to feel okay with yourself. Now listen, you're not having this conversation for them and your friendship or your relationship or whatever the dynamic is. You're doing this for you. If they're gonna try and gaslight you and be like, oh, well, that's not true, I'm not doing that. That's just how you're feeling. And here's always the golden phrase, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Not I'm sorry I'm making you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel like that. So if they say all of that, then what? You're just gonna go back into that dark hole of I hate her, we hate her, we don't want to associate, we can't do that, that's unhealthy. That was a lot that I just said, but yeah, we get it, we do. Now let's talk about pretty girl humor versus facially challenged girl humor. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. However, I'm not gonna say I was an ugly kid. I'm just saying, me back in middle school was a face only a mother can love and a very interesting personality. Heavy on the interesting part. Listen, I was facially challenged myself. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. Oh, this one was the favorite, for real. I went through many phases. I went through a lot of personalities. I went through a lot of humor, a lot of TV shows, just a lot, right? I had a lot of variety. Now, this is how I feel about pretty girl privilege. Everyone thinks it's, oh, you get a few free things, people let you skip in line. No. Let's dumb it down a little bit. What I mean personally by pretty girl privilege is you're born pretty, you go to school, elementary school, everyone loves you. Your cute little petite face, you got all the boys wanting to marry you in lunchtime and snack time and recess. By middle school, ain't no real concern, right? By middle school, you got all the boys on your side, all the girls want to be you, you got your friend group down. Now, humor wise, you don't have to be funny for real. Everyone's gonna laugh at your joke. Everybody's gonna laugh at your joke. There's this one girl on TikTok who was like with her best friend or something like that, and I literally saw this like a few weeks ago. I was like, there's no way people thought this was funny. Then I go to the comments and they're like, what is this? I was like, okay, there's some sort of brain cells left on earth. She was like,
I'm talking about for I'm talking about in it. I'm talking about in it.
and it's like, yeah, it's funny. Like, that phrase is funny when it's used correctly. That wasn't really used correctly, so it's not funny. Like, right? Like, the fact that I have to explain it, it's making it worse. Like, it's not funny at all. Her friend's laughing with her, and not only is she laughing with her, she's doing it too. And they have that pretty privilege. Like, they don't have to be funny for real. They don't have to have like a joke that to make you think and make you cackle to your core. Disclaimer, if you're getting offended by this, just know that means you have the pretty privilege. I think a lot of people are gonna feel a type of way. I'm so sorry to be controversial. I sorry. Again, this is Hot Take, Hot Topic with Lala, not with you. You're feeling offended by this. If the shoe fits, you better wear it and skip and jump in it. But everyone's pretty in their own light. It's just, those are things that I've just seen in real life. This one's for the boys with the boomer system, top down AC with the cooler system. When he come up at the club, he blazing up, got stacks on deck like he's saving up, and he ill, he might pop this, he might pop any right kind of deal. If you're still watching, comment what song this is, or no, either comment what song this is or comment who made the song. It's a test. So we gonna see if you actually watching for real. But yeah, so that's the end of the video. I'm not too sure if this one is gonna be like super long. It might. I think it will, because I had a lot to say. My mouth is extremely dry. Not too much on this topic, because there has been a lot of things I've experienced, but at the same time, I don't want to out nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want a part 2 with more detail, please let me know. Of course, I'll be coming out with another video next week. Love you, love you. Bye.